Good day and welcome to Panorama, reaching you live from the studios of NTA Maiduguri Zonal Center. Today, we delve into an important issue, the post-flood rehabilitation of major roads and infrastructure in Maiduguri Metropolitan Council, MMC, and its environs. The devastating disaster of September 9th left a significant mark on our state, ravaging vast parts of Maiduguri and its surroundings. Tragically, it claimed lives, destroyed public and private properties, and displaced over 1 million residents, which drew widespread sympathy and support from the federal government, neighboring states, non-governmental organizations, and compassionate Nigerians who made substantial donations to alleviate the sufferings of the affected victims and support the state's recovery efforts. In response, the Borno State government allocated a substantial sum of 20 billion naira to a dedicated basket fund, marking 50% of it for rebuilding infrastructure damaged by the flood, with the State Ministry of Works and Housing tasked with spearheading the rehabilitation efforts and has so far made significant progress on restoring bridges, major highways, and roads impacted by the disaster. On today's program, we will evaluate the progress made in these rehabilitation efforts, discuss the successes recorded, and examine the challenges faced. I am Abubakar Musa, your guide today. Thank you for joining us. Let's move on. The Ministry of Defense is to set up a committee to review the national defense policy to enhance the armed forces' operational effectiveness and professionalism while defending the nation's territorial integrity. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Gabriel Aduda, gave the hint at a familiarization tour to the headquarters, Nigerian Air Force. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports that he was received by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar.
The national defense policy of Nigeria has long served as the cornerstone of the country's security and military strategy. As new technological advancements emerge, it becomes essential for the military to adopt a revised policy that would facilitate the integration of cutting-edge technologies into the armed forces operations. This would not only enhance the military's capability in modern warfare, but also improve the effectiveness of peacekeeping missions, border patrols, and counter-terrorism efforts, ensuring that Nigeria remains resilient in the face of both conventional and non-conventional threats.
Because ideally we should have a review every 5 years. I think the last one was in 2017 or so. A committee has already been set up. We will try very hard to get this committee running and try to work with timelines to see how much we can achieve very quickly.
The MOD has empowered us to enhance our operational readiness, modernize our platforms, and strengthen our personnel capabilities. These efforts have not only elevated the NAV's operational effectiveness, but have also reinforced our ability to respond swiftly and decisively to emerging security challenges across the country.
A stronger policy review would provide an opportunity to redefine recruitment strategies, training programs, and leadership development by instilling a culture of professionalism, accountability, and ethical conduct within the Nigerian Armed Forces. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Effective approach is one sure way through which challenges facing youths can be addressed in Nigeria and beyond, and this is what the federal government's programs and initiatives are prioritizing. Minister of Youth Development Ayodele Olawande reiterated this when he received a team from the Nigeria Youth Futures Fund (NYFF) in his office in Abuja. Olayinka Oju will now tell us more.
The productive power of every nation lies in the strength of its youths, who are considered a vital component in nation building. The potential to drive positive changes that translates into national development lies in this dynamic demography. Hence, the reason for the visit by the Nigerian Youth Future Fund (NYFF), led by Dr. Onyeche Douglas, who sees the engagement of Nigerian youths in current governance processes and leadership positions as a panacea for achieving the Nigeria every youth wants.
Our focus this year being on addressing fundamental national questions, promoting inclusion, amongst other things, and certainly helping with the implementation of things like LGA autonomy, support where possible with the youth policy. We also support individuals, organizations that are focused, that are youth-led, and that are focused on youth civic engagement with grants. We've actually started the cycle for 2025.
For the Youth Minister, Ayodele Olawande, a sustainable framework is already in place to not only address the immediate concerns, but also ensure young people harness their potential through empowerment and skills acquisition.
Somebody was still talking about the budget allocation to the ministry, and I said we must grow beyond budget this time around. And that is why the fund at the back of this organization is very important. I want you to join us as a ministry to look at productive visions that we have to support the young people.
It was, however, agreed during the visit that international organizations and donor agencies need to support efforts that create a better future for Nigerian youths. Inka Ojo, NTA News.
Government is seeking greater collaboration with the Ministry of Livestock Development to tame cattle rustling and other security challenges in the state. Governor Dauda Lawal says this during a high-level meeting with the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Maiha. Yusuf Jika completes the story.
It's another critical moment for the Ministry of Livestock Development to engage key stakeholders in driving home its mandate of enhancing the net worth of 33 trillion naira resources domiciled in the industry. And the Zamfara State government is one of the early callers to the new pact, which aimed to promote security, create jobs, and utilize the huge potential lying fallow in the state and its surroundings.
It's a state that is trying to come up with a lot of initiatives and keep the young, talent people up the street. And if we're able to do that, that will go a long way in solving multiple problems. So we want to be partners in this regard.
The Ministry of Livestock Development can only work and succeed in its mandate if we collaborate organically with the rest of the state governments. They have the land, they have the grazing reserves. Also, the animal resources are also resident, domiciled in those states. But I do believe that this is just a very, very good development for us to come going forward.
As a first step measure, the government reveals plans to adopt a civic approach in dealing with challenges militating against the growth and development of the sector. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has distributed relief materials to thousands of flood victims in Bauchi State through the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Red Cross Society in Nigeria. The distribution exercise was conducted under the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Muazu Hassan now reports.
This exercise is not just a distribution of relief materials, but also a demonstration of the ECOWAS commitment to supporting the flood victims in its member states.
This support is a demonstration of ECOWAS commitment, not only in Nigeria but in the region, to continue to support our member states to respond to humanitarian crisis.
They gave us $200,000 when it happened for the victims in Bauchi, and they gave another $200,000 for victims of Borno State. So we're really grateful.
The ECOWAS Commission has been supporting Nigeria in addressing post-flood situation.
The beneficiaries of the gesture are victims of the 2024 floods in 16 local government areas of Bauchi State, where 100 hectares of farmlands were destroyed, while thousands of people left their shelter and livestock.
Say thank for ECOWAS, and then I am Aliu Abdullahi will say thank for all these people. They come here and then they assist us here.
Assessment by the State Emergency Management Agency and other supervisory authorities indicated that the floods had caused large-scale displacement of more than 30,400 households.
Beside the food and non-food items distributed, the ECOWAS provided a cash support of 75,000 naira to each of the beneficiaries. In Bauchi, Moaz Hassan, NTA News.
On to Panorama. On the Nigerian Television Authority, we have another set of stories for you as soon as we return. To have you back, let's move on now. In a determined effort to ensure the timely completion and quality delivery of road and drainage reconstruction projects in flood-affected areas of Maiduguri and its environs, the Borno State government has conducted a high-level inspection of various project sites. Murjanatu Hassan was there for us.
The inspection team, led by the Commissioner for Works and Housing, included the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Technical Advisor to Governor Zulum on Works, Kori Shetima, and other senior officials. The team assessed progress on critical projects such as Muhammad Indimi Road, Old Mule Road, and Simali Road, where they commended contractors for maintaining high-quality standards and urged them to sustain efforts. Commissioner of Works Mustapha Gubio emphasized the importance of completing the project within the stipulated time frame to ensure that the needs of the affected communities. At the West End flyover construction site, the inspection team expressed satisfaction with the pace and quality of the work, just as the contractors assured the dedication of their readiness to complete the project ahead of schedule, boosting confidence in the state government's development agenda.
One of the best things he does is funding these projects. He gives 50% upfront, and then he pays, when they are ready with their certificates, we see that all is well, he pays again. Funding of projects is very important, and our governor is doing it. So we say thank you to him.
The commissioner affirmed the Borno State government's commitment to improving infrastructure in Maiduguri and its environs, highlighting the positive impact these projects will have on residents' daily lives and advancing the state's overall development. Maiduguri, Murjanatu Hassan, NTA News.
Now, going by that background report, today, a first-time visitor to Maiduguri will struggle to identify the previously flooded areas in Maiduguri and environs due to the extensive rehabilitation and reconstruction efforts carried out under the supervision of the Ministry of Works and Housing. To shed more light on these issues, we are privileged to have in our studio the Commissioner for Works and Housing, Mustapha Gubio, with years of professional experience. The Commissioner is here to provide insights into the efforts made and the way forward. Commissioner for Works and Housing, it's good to have you on Panorama today.
Thank you for having me.
And Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
All right, let's begin this way. Sir, how would you assess the progress made so far in the rehabilitation efforts?
Thank you so much. Since the devastating flood that happens last September 2024 here in Maiduguri, state government has declared a state of emergency in the area of road construction and the repair of drainages and bridges that have been affected by the floods. So far, so good. We have gone far. We have made a lot of progress. We have so far repaired some of the bridges that have been put into use. Some of the bridges are not repaired because we want to do combine them to bridges because they are multi-cell culverts. When we have also resurfacing some of the roads across the state to see that we give new facility to all the roads within the MMC and Jere. We are also making progress in the area of constructing new roads. That is how we are going. Inshallah, before the end of this year, we will finish all the road construction within MMC and Jere.
Oh, we hope so. Now, does the rehabilitation work involve private sector participation, or is it solely handled through direct labor by your ministry?
Because the projects are many, and that is why the state government alone cannot handle the work. We contracted out some of the road to companies. His Excellency give them all the payments as when due. We employed the services of multilateral companies, which is the EES Nigeria Limited. We have the Ministry of Environment, we have the Ministry of Works, we have BOMA, and indigenous companies who are working across the board to see that we finish the work within the shortest possible time. The money that came to us through the flood reconstruction is not enough. State government now gave another fund so that the work will go and be completed within the stipulated period.
All right. Now, sir, some of the bridges were severely affected by the flood, obviously. Has the ministry conducted integrity tests to ascertain their safety and viability?
The Ministry of Work, together with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, conducted a lot of tests. They have submitted the report to the Ministry of Works. We have forwarded to the state government for almost consideration. Inshallah, in a no distant time, we will start constructing new bridges in Pori and Moromoro. Those bridges cannot withstand the loads because of the damages inflicted on them by the floods.
Interesting. Now, observers have suggested that some of the repair work on busy roads should be, carried out at night to reduce traffic disruptions. What is your response to this recommendation?
Yes, yesterday night we started constructing resurfacing the Domboa Road in the night because of the fact that there is a mass flow of traffic in the daytime. So we now decided to work in the night. So I will also apply the same to other roads, inshallah.
All right, Commissioner for Works, what are some of the key challenges hindering the rehabilitation work, and what steps can be taken to move forward?
The challenges are because of the cost of construction material, the bitumen, the asphalt, the diesel, labor, machinery, maintenance of machine. Everything is expensive. Just last month, His Excellency procured diesel worth billions of naira from Tata Bay Nigeria Limited, which is about 3,700,000 liters of diesel, which is stockpiled in Boma. Now we are using it to construct the roads within the MMC and Jere and all other roads across the state. We have also procured 3,760 metric tons of bitumen, which we are using to do our work. So it's very expensive. It's not easy, but the governor is determined to see that we do all the work within the possible time.
Okay, what message do you have for residents towards exercising patience?
My message to the residents is to exercise patience because road construction is something that involves disturbance. So I want them to be patient enough to cooperate with the workers. Then drainage construction also is the same thing so that we can achieve our goal within the time given to us, inshallah.
Our best wishes to you, Commissioner for Works and Housing, Borno State, Mustafa Gubio, for being part of Panorama today.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Kashim Ibrahim University Teaching Hospital, which is at advanced stage of completion, will commence operations by May 2025. Governor Zulum stated this during the inauguration of 3 healthcare boards in the state, held at the Government House, Maiduguri. Here is Mohammed Guni with the rest of the story.
The inaugurated boards includes the Borno State Hospital Management Board, with Dr. Joseph Jatu as the chairman, Borno State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, with Yagana Alkali as the chairperson, and Kashim Ibrahim University Teaching Hospital having Professor Ahmed Ahijo as its chairman. Governor Zulum who stressed the state government's effort to reposition the health sector for maximum benefit of the citizenry, charged all the boards to work as team to realize the administration's policies on healthcare sector.
And inshallah, in the next 30 days, I want to get a report from the chairman and members of all these boards. I will see you personally. Together you can work assiduously and achieve the objectives of promoting health care delivery service in the state.
The governor, who highlighted the statutory roles of the 3 boards inaugurated, also assured them that government will provide necessary resources to ensure the timely take-off of Kashim Ibrahim University Teaching Hospital. Professor Ahmed Ahijo, on behalf of the 3 boards inaugurated, expressed gratitude to the state government for establishing the teaching hospital, which he believes will address the need for tertiary healthcare delivery service in the state.
We assure you, sir, we will give our best. The caliber of people that you have chosen to serve on these boards, I believe we will work, if not close, at least we'll do significant to your expectation.
The chairman said with the establishment of the state teaching hospital, the manpower gap in the health sector will be addressed. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum has praised Borno State Geographic Information Service (BOGIS) for its efforts in efficient land management and revenue generation across the state. The commendation was made during the inauguration of an 18-seater auditorium and a mini media studio at the BOGIS premises in Maiduguri. Pauline Kujevana has more on that.
Established in 2020 to replace the defunct Ministry of Lands and Survey, Borno State Geographical Information Service (BOGIS) was mandated to provide reliable and efficient land management and administration services, in addition to implementing sustainable land tenure practices, issuing land titles and certification, developing a comprehensive land database, and utilizing technology for effective land planning and management. During the inauguration, Governor Babagana emphasized the importance of supporting BOGIS to enhance its operational efficiency, highlighting that the revenue generated by the agency has been instrumental in funding critical state projects such as road construction and drainage rehabilitation. The governor asked residents of Borno to fulfill their land-related obligations promptly to sustain the state's development efforts, assuring that the government will address all the agency's requirements and directed BOGIS to submit its needs to the Secretary to the state government for necessary action.
This administration pledges an unflinching commitment to the provision of quality and functional service delivery to our citizens. On our part, the government will give all the necessary support to ensure all the laudable goals of the project is achieved for the betterment of our people.
Executive Secretary of BOGIS, Adam Bukar Bababi, expressed gratitude to Governor Zulum for his unwavering support and made known challenges faced by the agency, including shortage of staff, inadequate technical equipment, and the need for utility vehicles. To enhance the agency's capacity, refined that BOGIS is not limited to activities like demolition or revocation, but is focused on supporting government policies and programs. On the other hand, Chairman of BOGIS, Zanna Mahadi, among other board members, lauded Governor Zulum's leadership and Bababe's transformative efforts, particularly the establishment of the auditorium and media studio, describing it as a milestone in BOGIS history. In Maiduguri, Pauline Kujevana, NTA News.
Up next is Sports Update with Olumide Eguntola as our guide.
English Premier League side Aston Villa are keen on the services of Super Eagles and AC Milan winger Samuel Chukwueze, despite his injury status. The ex-Villarreal winger was first off the pitch during the first half of Milan's 1-1 draw against Roma late last year, due to injury that will keep him away from football for the next 5 weeks. Aston Villa are looking forward to beef up attack as they have to compete on all fronts, and the club's coach is keen on adding some focal power to his front line to have some strength in depth. In female football, Ghana CF's goal scorer Edna Imadi has expressed her desire to represent Nigeria over Spain and Morocco. The 24-year-old forward, who was born in Morocco but raised in Sevilla, Spain, has been making waves in the Spanish Women's League with her impressive goal-scoring form. Imadi's football journey began at the tender age of 6, when she started playing for boys' team in Carmona. In mixed martial arts, Nigeria's netman in UFC, our former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, has sent warning signals to his opponents that he will bounce back this year, 2025. He confirmed that he is not afraid of any fighter, as he is working on his health to make sure he is fit to fight. He explained that his desire is to engage in more fights in order to improve his career and make money to cater for his family. In tennis, world number 1 Yannick Sinner has been drawn against big-hitting Nicolas Jarry on Thursday to start his Australian Open defense, while Novak Djokovic is on a collision course to meet Carlos Alcaraz. Italy's Yannick defeated Russia's Daniil Medvedev in last year's final in Melbourne to secure his first major title. The Australian Open starts on Sunday. With Sports Update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
Panorama today from NTA Maiduguri Network Center. From myself, Abubakar Musa, and the whole team is see you next time.